Why did Hitler lose World War II? Let's break it down, step by step. First, Hitler's overambitious strategy spread Germany thin. In 1941, he launched Operation Barbarossa, invading the Soviet Union, while he was still fighting Britain in the West. Then, after Pearl Harbor, he declared war on the United States, pulling another superpower into the fray. The result? Germany fought on too many fronts: Russia's brutal winter, North Africa's deserts, France's countryside, and the vast Atlantic. Resources, fuel, ammo, men, were stretched past breaking point. Now let's talk about Operation Barbarossa. Hitler thought the Soviet Union would collapse quickly, but the Red Army was tougher, larger, and more determined than he ever imagined. Winter hit, and German troops froze just outside Moscow. The Battle of Stalingrad, in 1942 and 1943, was the turning point. Hitler refused to retreat, and an entire German army was lost. From then on, the Soviets pushed west, all the way to Berlin. Hitler also deeply underestimated the Allies. He expected Britain to surrender after France fell. They didn't. He thought the US was too far and too weak. Wrong again. The Americans brought tanks, planes, and endless supplies, and he figured the USSR was backward and would fold fast, not even close. So Germany faced a united front, the British, the Soviets, and the Americans, each with massive resources and growing strength. But it wasn't just the enemy. Germany was doomed by a shortage of fuel, manpower, and industry. Oil from Romania could be bombed. Raw materials like rubber and steel were scarce. Allied air raids pounded German factories day and night. Meanwhile, the US was churning out tanks, planes, ships, thousands each month. Germany simply couldn't keep up. Then there's Hitler's leadership. In the beginning, he trusted his generals. But as the war dragged on, he micromanaged every decision, overruling experts, refusing sensible retreats, and chasing symbolic victories, like at Stalingrad, rather than what mattered strategically. His obsession with control, his emotional decisions, cost Germany dearly. Smart generals were sidelined, armies were lost piecemeal. On the other side, the Allies were united and coordinated. The D-Day invasion in June 1944 opened a Western front, putting Germany in a deadly squeeze. The Soviets advanced from the east, and Allied bombers hammered German infrastructure and morale relentlessly. Germany was trapped, fighting on two unstoppable fronts, a war it couldn't possibly win. And don't forget the resistance. As the war dragged on, fighters in occupied countries sabotaged Nazi operations. Inside Germany, people faced bombings, rationing, and growing despair. Soldiers lost hope. The initial excitement was gone. Morale collapsed. Defeat felt inevitable. By 1945, the end was clear. The Soviets stormed into Berlin from the east. The Western Allies crossed the Rhine from the west. Hitler, refusing to give in, took his own life on April 30th. Germany surrendered unconditionally on May 7th and 8th, 1945. So, why did Hitler lose? He underestimated his enemies, made catastrophic strategic mistakes, failed to manage resources, and let ideology override logic. The Allies' industrial and military power, combined with Germany's isolation and Hitler's blunders, crushed the Nazi regime for good. That's the story of how Hitler lost World War II, one bad decision at a time.